Welcome to the Activated Story Theater's 132nd podcast.
This episode, we bring you the story, The Lizard and the Frog, a tale from Uganda.
Hi, I'm Dennis.
And I'm Kimberly.
And together we are the Activated Actors! Woo!
We are coming to you from Abington, Massachusetts.
Which is near Rockland, Massachusetts, and a few other towns.
Which is just south of Boston.
South of Boston.
Yes. We have got a great podcast for you this week. And we've also got some voicemail. We had a request for a story, and we couldn't find the story. So we want to turn it over to our listening audience to see if maybe you might know the story that is mentioned in this voicemail from Caden and his mom.
Hi, Kimberly and Dennis. This is Denise Cope. And what's your name? Caden Cope. Hi, and we're big fans. Caden is going to be 6 soon, and he listens all the time. And we have a request. Caden has 2 stories that he's heard in school that he wants to see if you can do. What are those 2 stories, Caden?
They are the crocodile and the zebra and the 20 diamonds.
Okay, the crocodile and the zebra and the 20 diamonds. And we'll probably just email you those particulars because I, quite frankly, have never heard of those stories, but Caden really likes them. So those are his requests. Caden, do you have anything to say before we go?
I love you. Bye-bye.
And wasn't that a great message?
Thanks a lot for calling, guys.
They mentioned 2 stories there, and we haven't been able to locate either one of them.
We do have a couple of clues. One story is called 20 Diamonds, and the other one is The Crocodile and the Zebra. Caden's mom did right to say that in the story of the 20 Diamonds, Molly walks down to the river, and her family is poor, and she sees a crocodile. And so she asks if the crocodile has 20 diamonds, and the crocodile says no. So if that sounds familiar, give us a call at 800-429-6576 and give us a clue. Or you can send us an email if you have the information that we're looking for, and that's activatedstorytheater@gmail.com. And in the second story, The Crocodile and the Zebra, there's a zebra, and he goes to a swamp. He has magical powers. And there might be a crocodile that's going to eat the zebra. So if you know that story, if that sounds familiar, again, give us a call and we'll see if we can find that story so that we can make a podcast of it.
And if we don't come up with these particular stories, we'll find something similar.
Yes, we will. We'll do something that's similar to Caden's request. So wanted to put that out there to see if we could find the stories so we can activate them for you, Caden. We have some shows coming up that will be live on stage in Washington, D.C., Virginia, Delaware. We'll let you know about those. A little bit about what we've been up to lately. We've been ziplining in someone's backyard.
Yes, we love ziplining. First time I've ever done it in someone's backyard.
Yes, we went to visit some friends when we did the shows out in Lima, New York, and the friends had a trampoline and a zipline in their backyard, so we got to go play in their backyard.
Yeah, Lima, New York was the first of our target grants for this round.
Right.
And so we did a couple of shows at a school and a performance at the local library.
Right, and then we went to Connecticut and did some shows there at the Greenwich Library. And I know if you're down in Greenwich, Connecticut, we will be back there again, October 6th, 2014.
What, they have to wait a whole year to see us?
They have to wait a whole year. I know. So mark it on your calendar.
Unless they want to follow us around, they can do that.
Yeah. So we do have shows coming up, and like I said, we'll let you know about those. But I think we're ready for a story. Are you ready for a story?
Let's have a story.
The Lizard and the Frog from Uganda.
Once upon a time in Uganda, there was a lizard.
Abracadabra. Hocus pocus.
No, not a wizard, a lizard.
Oh.
Who lived in a treetop.
Oh, what a splendid view from my penthouse suite. Only thing I have to worry about is that crazy dude who swings through on grapevines and crashes into my parlor.
And there was a frog.
Woof, woof.
No. Not a dog. A frog.
I don't know what a fog sounds like.
Frog! Frog!
Ribbe, ribbe.
Ribbe?
Sorry, I grew up in France. I meant ribbit, of course.
So, this multicultural amphibian lived on an island in the middle of a lake.
What great real estate. My very own island. I'm so lucky to be able to afford this.
Of course, what a frog calls an island, we call a lily pad. But it made him happy. One day, the frog and the lizard met each other.
Hey, brother, I spotted your pad from my pad. I thought I'd invite you over tonight to barbecue some flies.
Hey, sounds cool to me. So the frog went to the tree where the lizard lived, but when he got there, he found that there was a little problem. Yoo-hoo, I'm here.
Great! Glad you can make it. Come on up.
Well, that seems to be a problem. I can jump out of a tree, and I can jump around a tree, but I cannot jump up into a tree, especially such a high one.
Not to worry. I have an elevator.
What is an elevator?
A rope. I'll lower it down to you, and you can just tie it around your tail, and I'll pull you up.
Yes, you heard right. And the lizard was not seeing things. The frog really did have a tail. Things were different back in those days, in once upon a time times. Or so they say. Whoever they are. So, the lizard lowered the rope.
Hey, this rope looks kind of frayed to me, and a frayed rope makes me afraid too. How often do you replace it?
Whenever it breaks, of course.
Oh, very well. I'll try it, I guess.
So the frog tied the rope around his tail, and the lizard pulled.
Ow.
And pulled.
Ow, ow, ow! Until the frog's tail popped right off, and the lizard laughed and laughed. Hey, what's so funny?
You are. Oh, you look so comical. Like a snake without wings or something.
Well, you wouldn't think it was so funny if it was your tail. How am I going to swim without a tail?
Sorry, I just can't help myself.
Well, the frog got very mad and went back to his island. Meanwhile, the lizard took great delight in telling all his friends about how the frog lost his tail. And they all laughed as well. The owl in particular thought it was quite a hoot. The frog stayed mad for a long time and didn't speak to the lizard again until one day, "Hey, lizard, why don't you come down to my island for dinner?"
And the lizard, figuring the frog was no longer angry, replied,
I would, but I don't know how to swim.
"No problem. I have a ferry."
What's a ferry?
"A rope. I will tie it around your neck and pull you out to the island." So the frog tied the rope around the lizard's neck and began pulling him through the water.
Hey, I didn't realize the water would be so deep. I want to go back to shore.
"Nonsense. I've got you."
No, I want to go back. I want to go back.
The lizard got very scared and struggled to get back to shore, while the frog was struggling to pull him forward. The lizard did get back to shore, but then he discovered...
Ouch! That rope was so tight, it made my cheeks puff out.
And the frog thought this was very funny. He laughed so hard he almost croaked. And from that day on, lizards have had puffy cheeks.
and frogs have had no tails.
Both of them still live in Uganda.
But they are not friends.
And that's the story of the lizard and the frog from Uganda. And Uganda, of course, is in Africa.
Yes, it is.
So lots of fun African folk tales about animals.
Yes.
In fact, we did one last month.
We did.
We did.
So go back and listen to it
So go
if
back
you
and
haven't
listen to
heard it
if
yet.
you haven't already, yes.
So let's see what we have coming up on our tour schedule. If you want to come see us at a live show, you can see stories like Tops and Bottoms, which is the story where a fox and a bear are trying to share crops, and one of them gets the better end of the deal there. There's also a story of the Iron Dragon going to be live on stage, which is a story from California, but told by the Chinese immigrants who came to work on the railway. Also doing Simple Yvonne at some live shows, and that's the story of a simpleton from Russia, and he goes out to apply his mother's advice and doesn't always get it right.
We are also doing The Bridge and the Dream, which is a Middle Eastern story that is featured in the Arabian Nights, among other places, and it's about a man who dreams about a treasure and goes out in search of it.
So if you want to see a live show coming up and you are in Washington, D.C. on November 2nd, you can catch us at the National Theater, and that's on Pennsylvania Avenue. There are tickets available. There are free tickets, and they're going to be available a half hour before showtime. That's going to be the Saturday series at National Theater. The showtimes are 9:30 and 11 o'clock. So come early, grab your tickets, and come see the show there. Also have a show coming up in Seaford, Delaware. At the library, we will be doing a 6 o'clock show on Tuesday, November 5th. We'll also be doing some shows there at the local schools. We'll also be doing a workshop for toddlers and their caregivers at 10:30 on November 4th. That'll be a hand play workshop to learn American Sign Language and come play games with us.
Then on the 13th and 14th, we are in Virginia.
We're going to be at on November 13th at 6 o'clock. You can catch the show at the Wytheville County Library, and then the following day at 6 o'clock at the Grayson County Library in Independence, Virginia. So those are some of the shows we have coming up. We've also got a bunch of school programs, but those are not open to the public. But if you'd like to bring us to your school, you can give us a call, 800-429-6576. Leave us a message how to get a hold of you, or send us an email, activatedstorytheater@gmail.com. And theater is spelled with an R-E at the end.
Or if you want to catch us at one of those other schools, they might let you enroll as a student. We don't know.
You could enroll as a student, and then you could see the show. There
Yes.
you go.
Do whatever it takes to see one of our shows.
There you are. So, well, we hope you stay activated until we talk to you next time, and we'll bring you a new story. And if you have a story request, story you want to hear activated, give us a call at that 800 number, 800-429-6576. Leave us a voicemail or send us an email, and we will try to find your story and activate it for you.
Talk to you later.
Activated Story Theater is committed to bringing fun, educational shows to schools and libraries nationwide. On stage, we use physical comedy, American Sign Language, imaginative props, and a giant, oversized book to bring multicultural folktales to life. For booking information, check out our website, activatedstorytheater.com, where you can also find out when the activated actors will be performing near you, read a story, or order one of our audio CDs. You can subscribe to this podcast on iTunes or listen on Stitcher. We look forward to your comments and folktale suggestions. Stay activated. Until next time.